ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
Hot mics.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Looking at some foreclosures here just before the show starts. What a wild weekend. It was a crazy weekend at the weekend retreat. At least the last 3-day weekend retreat was one for the books, that's for sure. Not just because it was our last 3-day retreat, but wow, the people that were there. It was something else. I will tell you that. Woo! Holy cow. Man, it was something else. It just, I don't get it. You got two choices in this world. Really, it comes down to two choices. You can try and figure this thing out on your own. And I will tell you right now, that doesn't work for most people. 97% of real estate investors fail. You can try and figure real estate investing out and building passive income with real estate out on your own. Or you can join a group like ours that buys, I shouldn't even say like ours. There's nobody like us. And I'll tell you why I can say that with absolute confidence. We're the only real estate club in the nation that teaches the 4 different ways to make money in real estate. We are the only one. I know because I used to go to all of them. So you got a choice. You can figure this out on your own, which 97% chance you won't, or you join Right Path. It's really that simple. And it amazes me when I hear from folks oh yeah, I'll take a little, I'm going to go to this event. I'm going to get some tidbits here. I'm going to go to this event over here, and I'm going to get a couple little tidbits here. The best analogy I can come up with is that this is very much like college, except for it's something you can actually make real money at. Your first day at college, you go through orientation, and then they hand you something. They hand you the degree plan. And that degree plan dictates what courses you need to take over the next 4 years in order to obtain your baccalaureate degree. That's the whole point of college. Could you imagine going to college without the degree plan? What classes am I supposed to take? I don't know. Just go take some classes. Well, I'd like to be a mechanical engineer. Well, just go take some classes. How would you like to spend your first 2 years randomly taking classes and not being within 5 years of graduating with your degree? You're just wandering around campus, showing up to random classrooms to take a class. I really want to be a mechanical engineer, but I'm going to take a couple classes over here in the English department. I'm going to take a couple math classes, take a couple classes in my engineering department. I'm going to go over the theater department, go hang out there for a couple semesters, and I got my engineering degree. And I know all of you are laughing right now because that's patently absurd. That's not how it works. Why do you think building wealth and income in real estate is any different than going to college? You have to take the right classes at the right times to satisfy the right requirements for the next class so that after 4 years, in a lot of cases 5 years, you've obtained your undergraduate degree. It's amazing to me it takes 4 to 5 years to get a degree, and it takes about the same amount of time in real estate to build enough wealth to retire. Can you do it in 2 or 3 years? You can, but you got to work real hard. First day of college, they hand you that degree plan. What's the second thing they hand you? The schedule of classes for that semester. You can't take an 8 a.m. calculus if you're taking an 8 a.m. physics class. They just don't. The schedules conflict. So I might have to take that physics class next semester while I get calc knocked out this semester. Can't do my intro to creative writing because I've got a biology lab on Tuesdays at the same time. The real estate is no different. You can't just randomly show up at different real estate clubs around town and pray someone bestows on you retirement. It doesn't work that way. You have to have a plan. You've got to have a degree plan. I'll tell you this. Every single real estate education seminar and real estate club Tom and I joined, not one single event we went to, not one single coaching program we signed up for, nothing. Nobody. We wrote some of these guys tens of thousands of dollars in checks. Not one of them ever sat down and said, hey, what are you guys trying to accomplish in the next 5 years? You start there. What are you trying to accomplish? When you get into college, first question is, hey, what are you trying to accomplish? But it sounds like this. What are you majoring in? I'm going to be a mechanical engineer. Great. What classes did you take in high school? What they're doing is they're establishing what skill sets you have now that will get you prepared, get you ready for those freshman calculus classes. Here's what it sounds like in real estate. Hey, what's your financial position right now? What's your credit look like? How much money you got? Second question I'm going to ask you is, how much time do you have? If you don't have any time, you don't have any money, and your credit is a train wreck, this is not for you. We need to get all that stuff fixed before I put you in front of my banker and we start putting some houses under contract. What happens first is what happens first. What do you want to do? What are we trying to accomplish the next 4 to 5 years? What are the things that you have in place right now that are going to help us get to that place 5 years from now? Once we figured out where you're starting, that's the whole point of that discussion, then we need to put together your course schedule. I want to buy 25 rental properties over the next 5 years. I need to buy 5 houses a year. What do I need to be doing every semester to get to those 5 houses at the end of 12 months? That's what the schedule's for. You got your degree plan. You get your schedule of courses. What's the third thing you get when you go to college? It's arguably the third most important thing in this line. You know what the third most important thing is? The syllabus. And what's the syllabus? Here's what the syllabus tells you. The syllabus of that particular course, say Calculus 101, describes the requirements that I have to meet every single day in order to pass my exam to prove that I have understood the entirety of that body of work through that semester.
2 minutes.
What a lot of people do not understand about real estate, and don't get me wrong, this business is very simple on paper, much like colleges. You go to college for 4 years, you get a degree. That's true. But there's a whole lot of things that have got to work in conjunction in order for that to happen. Let me put it to you this way. You want to retire in the next 5 years. You want real estate to be a part of that. What you quite literally are doing is standing on one side of your living room, and on the other side of your living room is a calendar with 60 pages on it, all sitting next to each other, all on a wall like wallpaper. There's 60 of those. That represents 60 months. And they're randomly assorted, meaning they're not in order. And from where you're sitting across the room, you can't read the calendar. And you've got a dart in your hand.
1 minute.
And you've got to be able to throw that dart and hit the exact date you want to retire. The problem is that if you don't have tools and people to help you bridge that gap between where you're standing with that dart and the wall you're about to hit with the calendar, you have no idea what date you're going to hit. If you even hit the calendar. We get back from the break. We're going to talk about how hard this is to do it by yourself, how easy it is with a team. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate.
Steve, do you guys work anymore?
Investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property
Didn't y'all just get back from like Cancun or something?
Of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your
Thanks,
real
Robert
estate
and Brian.
investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825 or you can reach us online at Foundation Check.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Taxes.
1 minute.
Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out
Nikki,
today
what are we doing this
at
week?
AndersonAdvisors.com.
Do we have any events?
And don't forget
I don't think we have any
to tell us
events
you
this
heard
week, do
about
we?
us at Right Path Real Estate.
I don't think so.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better
Next week, I'm not going to be back until Wednesday.
Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can
I
make.
land on
Find
like
out
late
how JB
Tuesday,
Fund
so
Services offers a 9%
you guys will
preferred
be pretty
return and
productive
up to
here at the
13%
office.
modified. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I just want to tie a bow on this, and I want to give you guys a Harvey update. The county and the folks in the Houston Chronicle are so frothed up over Hurricane Harvey investors. It's hilarious. I'm going to get to that article here in a minute. If you're trying to retire in the next 5 years, and you're just kind of wandering the desert, like I'm going to wander from this real estate club to this one over here, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it all out. It's like going to college and just picking a random classroom every day to take a class, and somehow you're going to end up with a degree in 5 years. It doesn't work. I'll tell you, I see it every day. I had a room full of people this weekend, and it was almost the same discussion. Well, I'm going to go do this, and well, maybe I'll go to this seminar on how to buy houses subject to, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, man, you guys. And I'm actually I'm getting a lot of comments on Facebook right now from the folks at the weekend retreat, and they're like, oh no, we got it. It was a small minority this weekend that are just, what I realize is there are some people, probably a better way to put this is most people are fine just wandering the desert. They're fine just wandering out the desert randomly, just kind of, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm kind of doing something. I'm out in the desert, but at least I'm walking, right? And what I've realized over the years, especially when counseling folks, I shouldn't say counseling, when consulting with folks, is that it is really hard for a lot of people to be held accountable. They just don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They really don't. I used to get really frustrated with folks when I would give them some advice and they wouldn't implement it. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I want to do this instead. No, you asked me exactly this is what you need to go do. And when I realized it wasn't that they were incompetent, it had nothing to do with the market it had everything to do with the fact that they did not want to be held accountable. When you really get down to it and you have a conversation with somebody, they know they're not successful. And when I say successful, a buddy of mine had the best definition of success I think I've ever heard. And that is, would the past version of you be proud of who you are today? Would the past version of you be proud of who you are today? And I'm willing to bet if you sit down with most folks, they're going to say no. And the reality is that can change today. If you're not where you're at financially, you want to invest in real estate, you want to build a legacy, you want to leave something behind, we can show you how to do that in the next 5 years with real estate. Doing this thing in a team is so much easier than doing it by yourself. Is it much easier to find your way across the desert without someone to guide you? Or is it much easier to just walk in the forest on the right path? It's pretty simple. The path is very well worn. I can tell you that at this point. We got more and more people that are buying more and more houses. They're building success. It's just the path is getting worn out every single. We are about to turn the right path into the right path superhighway. In fact, with our new passive investor group, passive investor network, there is a superhighway. We are building I-10 to wealth. Notice I didn't say 290 because 290 is still under construction. We're building an I-10 to wealth. It's a toll road, and yes, it's a toll road because you're going to have to pay. It's not free. None of this stuff is free. But I would gladly pay the toll road so I can go 85 miles an hour to wealth as opposed to being lost in the desert. I'd rather do that all day long, twice on Sunday. I hear this every now and then when someone tells me, well, you know, Jason, what books are you reading? And I'm like, I only usually read about one book at a time. Read about a book a week. Maybe 2 books a month. But here's what I'll tell you. The reading is not as important as the implementing. And the implementing is what builds that highway. You can wander in the desert and go from class to class to class to class, or you can get on the degree program. You can look at the schedule of classes. You can open up the syllabus. And you get moving in the right direction. If you guys are interested in that, go to rightpathrealestate.com. Sign up for our email list there. We've got all kinds of stuff on the website. I mean, blogs and videos and all that. You can go in there and learn all the stuff that we do. You can go to our Facebook page. You can hear all the old radio shows. I'm going to get into this article here on the Houston Chronicle. They are getting frothed up. I love it. Everyone's getting all, whoa, oh my gosh, everyone's freaking out. Houston's flooded neighborhoods. Real estate investors see an opportunity. The reason I'm reading it like that is because that's how this article was written. In Houston's flooded neighborhoods, real estate investors see an opportunity. I want to tell you something right now. No one is going to rebuild this city. Homeowners can't do it. FEMA can't do it. County can't do it. City can't do it. They cannot do it. They can't do it. Part of it is just skill set. They don't have the skill set to do it. Part of it is incompetence. And there is a glaring incompetence in this article. Who's going to rebuild this city? Real estate investors. That's it. Will homeowners rebuild their homes? The ones that decide to stay will. Absolutely. It's going to be investors. It is. I have said this since the storm blew through. It's up to us to fix the city. Nobody else is going to do it. Nobody. Sure, some homeowners are going to fix their houses up, but we're the ones that are going to fix the neighborhoods. It's that simple. You take care of your home, I'll take care of the other 50 of your neighbors' homes that just left you guys high and dry. And the reality is, and I want to, if the Houston Chronicle people are listening to this, I want to make sure everybody understands this. The investors have to get into these houses right now. Right now. If you thought there was an impact on housing values now, wait until half the neighborhood's vacant. And you get these human traffickers that move in. You get nice neighborhoods that get turned into drug houses. Oh, and it happens. Don't tell me it doesn't. I know it happens in this city. And I'll tell you what neighborhoods it usually happens in, especially on the grow houses, are the newer houses because of all the energy efficiency stuff they've got. A lot harder to pick up a grow house with a IR camera on a drone when it's in a newer neighborhood. Oh, we know that little trick. So here's what I'll tell you. We've got to get in these neighborhoods faster. Get these things sold, get them fixed up. Investors large and small are snapping up thousands of properties flooded by Hurricane Harvey. From billion-dollar Wall Street funds to mom and pop flippers. They've already purchased at least 5,500 homes, often for dimes on the dollar. They've already purchased at least 5,500 flooded homes, often for dimes on the dollar. Let me blow those two stats into a million pieces. Let's take the second one, dimes on the dollar. I'm calling BS on that right now. That means you're buying a $200,000 house for 90% of its value, essentially for 10% of its value. The cheapest we've ever gotten a flooded house is around 50%. You're not buying these things for dimes on dollars. That's a bunch of scare tactic nonsense. That's not happening. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there some? I am sure with the number of houses we sell in this market, there are a few, but the vast majority of them, that is not the case. They've already purchased at least 5,500 flooded homes. Oh, the whole world's getting turned into a rental apocalypse. 5,500 homes in Houston, Texas is nearly a rounding error. We sell on and off MLS about 120,000 homes. 5,500 since August of 17 is a joke. That is nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, they get a little bit further into the article here. There are over 200,000 were flooded. 5,500 is nothing.
1 minute.
We haven't even seen the inventory from Hurricane Harvey yet. We're not even there. We're not even into the first quarter of this game yet. In fact, we're not even in the regular. We're still in preseason, walk-on tryouts. I mean, it's like we're not even in the game yet. This thing's just getting started. 5,500 out of 200,000 is a joke. All right, I'm going to keep going through this article. We get back from the break. I'm going to talk about where we should be as real estate investors. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement.
David, that's a good point. Consulting is a lot like counseling, right? Oh, that's funny.
Unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. Thanks, Scott.
Has completed over 1,400 evaluations.
Yeah, I wear the shirt I want. I almost wore shorts this weekend. I was so thinking about doing it Sunday, walking up in a t-shirt and shorts on stage. Oh, I need a stool. I need a little wood stool for the weekend retreats. I keep forgetting. I need to order one.
Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundation.
Yeah, I got to admit, this was the wildest weekend retreat. You missed out, Nikki. This would have been the one to go to.
I know, I should have. The darn Astros, man.
You know what? That Rockets game last night, I was going to watch it, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw the score, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, it was depressing.
Yeah. I think half of Houston's on suicide watch right now.
Have some faith.
I keep telling everybody, I told folks the weekend retreat, I said, this is the NBA Finals. Like, this is This is the championship here because the rest of the games are really not going to be that entertaining.
706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep.
We're members of that place over there called Stogie's off of Westheimer. And it was me and Daniel and Tom and Robert, and we watched the Cavs game from there and just watching LeBron just hang out all game. It's not like he didn't. I mean, they put a 20-point whooping on those boys, and he didn't even play. It was like 5-on-4.
Was that that's the one they lost, right?
No, they won. That's when Cavs won over Boston by like 20.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of another game that I think he scored like 35 points
Yes.
or 40 points.
Yep.
They still lost.
Yeah, they were 2-0, so they won. They're 1-2 now. But it was so funny to sit. We were just sitting there, and they were up by 20 like in the first quarter. And LeBron, I mean, I think by the first half he only had 12, 16 points, something like that. He was literally just hanging out like, you know, like 10 feet from the 3-point line, just like directing traffic. It was literally like 5-on-4, and he's just like, yeah, go run over there, and you know, he'd put a screen up every now and then, but I mean, he really wasn't doing much.
That's funny. Man, I love playoffs.
I love playoffs. I'm not a regular season kind of guy, but the playoffs are always so much fun to watch.
If your insurance company is slow or non,
we got 1 minute.
You could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders. The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper?
Man, it's about to get busy, isn't it? We got summer coming up. We're supposed to go out to San Francisco at some point. I got to go out to Seattle and then Denver. The traveling thing's about to start again. Seems like it comes in waves.
Collect those miles.
Oh, I gotta. Oh, Scott will love this because he's a Southwest guy. I've already got Sarah her Southwest point. Now we run just some of our expenses through that credit card. I've already got the companion pass through 2019.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I probably have it through 2020. I mean, it's crazy.
All right, Mr. Bible, hot mics.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. All right, I am going through this fine article on the Houston Chronicle. In Houston's flooded neighborhoods, real estate investors see an opportunity. Harris County Flood Control District Operations. Matt Zevev, I think that's how you pronounce that. Zeev, something. All we're doing is perpetuating a cycle of flooding. Let's get something real straight here. The neighborhoods that flooded more than once, Harvey was not a shock. In fact, if there were neighborhoods that flooded, that didn't flood when Hurricane Harvey blew into town, that was a shock. Like the fact that our beach house down in Galveston was just fine, including the stuff in the garage, that was a shock. But the houses that were in a floodplain that flooded was not a surprise. I mean, let's just talk about what it is. So you're telling me Harris County's going to go and bulldoze half a memorial? I can tell you all those houses, 5-10 blocks from Buffalo Bayou? Those are all in the 500-year floodplain. You're going to start bulldozing $1 million homes. You're going to do that. You're going to do that. I'd love to see you do that, Harris County. Love to see you try that. It ain't going to happen. You going to go over to Piney Point? Get rid of some of those $1 million homes? One of the things that people are really missing on this Hurricane Harvey thing is Hurricane Harvey flooded some of the most affluent neighborhoods in Houston. When politicians are running for Congress, like Senate and the House, not the state of the nation, or their presidential candidates, they fly to this side of town and put on $10,000 a plate dinners in some of these homes. And you're telling me we shouldn't rebuild them because they're in 500-year floodplains. Good luck with that. Here's the other thing I can tell you. For those of you who are real estate investors and homeowners in these submarkets, the likelihood these things flood again is going to be pretty low. And why is that? Because some of these neighborhoods have so much influence, it is going to blow your mind how fast the civil engineering projects get approved. This didn't happen in the 9th Ward of New Orleans, which, by the way, you ought to go visit sometime. You probably won't make it there before you go, you know what? I don't want to be on this side of town. Maybe it's not popular to say that, but that's the reality. Let me put it a better way. Rich people ain't going to put up with this. I'll tell you that right now. Wealthy people don't have to put up with nonsense. It's part of the perks of being wealthy. So they're just not going to let it happen again. We need to widen the bayou, do it. It's that simple. The places that flooded, by and large, were not a surprise. Even all the stuff that happened around the reservoirs was not a surprise. I'll tell you what, pull down a list. You can Google search neighborhoods that were under evacuation. I know because I did it while I was here. Pull up the neighborhoods that were under evacuation. Here's the thing that you will notice. All of those neighborhoods have in the name of the neighborhood something about a body of water. Lakes of something. Something brook. Something bayou. Should not be a surprise. It's not. Jason, my house flooded, and I have a bayou that runs through my backyard. Yeah, shouldn't be a surprise that your house can flood. You're literally on the bayou. For those of you who are out of state, we had a lot of folks that are listening now that are out of state. A bayou is a nice term for saying ditch. It is a drainage ditch. We are the bayou city, meaning we are the drainage ditch city. And don't get me wrong, our bayous are cool. We got these little running trails. We got some trees on them, and they are pretty, and you don't have any neighbors, if you're parked up against a bayou, but let's call it what it is. It's a ditch. Some of them are natural, some are man-made. So we can get the water out of the city of Houston. There was a news conference years ago, I'll never forget. And the mayor basically came out and dropped a truth bomb, and I don't think he was supposed to say it, but he did anyway. He said, look, here's a problem. If it rains more than 2 inches an hour, it's like managing a floodplain, managing a city that is built on top of a pool table. We get more than 2 inches an hour, there's nothing we can do about it. They're right. Houston is flat. It's next to the ocean. There's only so much water we can handle. So this reality this idea that we're going to get rid of all the flood areas in Houston, you might as well demo the whole city and start building in Huntsville. It's just too flat. Oh, let's go through this article here. I love this. Floodplain experts, local officials, and real estate agents warn that the practice of buying flooded houses has consequences. It prevents or delays government agencies from buying out homeowners whose houses have repeatedly flooded. Harris County said it has already lost to private parties 88 Harvey flooded houses it wanted to buy. I want to tell you how absurd this is. It delays or prevents government agencies from buying out homeowners whose houses have repeatedly flooded. Harris County said it has already lost to private parties 88 Harvey flooded houses it wanted to buy. This shows you the ineptitude of government. We've already had investors that stepped up and bought 5,500 houses while the county is twiddling its thumbs and can't figure out how to buy 88. If that's not a glowing, if that doesn't just scream at you about how our government cannot solve these problems, I don't know what will. Harris County can't figure out how to buy 88 houses, yet the private sector walked in and bought 5,500. The idea that the government's going to come and save you is absurd. But you know what? I bet a lot of you guys are counting on Social Security. You're counting on the other daddy government, your big corporation. These aren't big companies that are going out and buying all these houses. A lot of them are mom and pop investors, just like you and I. Yeah, there's a couple of hedge funds out there, but it's mostly the small guys that are out there buying them. Harris County's whining and crying. They can't buy 88 houses, yet the private sector can buy 5,500. Yeah, riddle me that one, Batman. That doesn't make any sense at all. That one doesn't pass the sniff test. Then they start whining and crying here in the article about how it puts renters in harm's way since Texas law doesn't require landlords to tell tenants that their homes have flooded or it sits in a floodplain. Oh, no. All a tenant has to do is call an insurance company and say, hey, am I in a floodplain? It's real simple to find out if your house is in a floodplain. The resources are publicly available. You know there's another way to tell if the house has been flooded? You walk in and it's all new. Or the grass is dead. Did y'all know that's a great way to tell if a house has been flooded and it's been remediated? If the grass is dead. Why is that? Because when you demoed your house, you put the entire contents of your house in the front yard. Now, people from out of state this weekend were like, well, why would you do that? Why don't you put it in the street?
2 minutes.
Because there's so much debris, the trucks can't get in and out of the streets. And they go, oh, that makes sense. So you put all this debris out in the front yard, it kills the yard. Articles like this drive me nuts because all it does is it's just trying to get people whipped up. That's all it's designed to do. Although I will tell you this, they've got a really great map here of investors buying Harvey houses. All right, let's see. They had another great quote in here. Hurricane Harvey damaged about 204,000 homes in Harris County last August, according to County and City data. The Chronicle compared the location of about half of those homes. The City of Houston did not release data on individual homes. Of the 45,000 homes sold in the last 6 months following the flood, at least 5,500 or 1 in 8 were flooded by Harvey. And it's interesting. Then they start talking about neighborhoods in here, about how many people are left in that particular neighborhood. Talk a little bit about which funds are buying what. What's fascinating is investment firms weren't all focused on flood zones. Records show they've purchased as few as 150 flooded houses. That's very interesting. Your big hedge funds, your big buyers have not gone in and bought a lot of these flooded houses. Most of the houses that are flooded have been bought by mom and pop investors. My guess is because those big funds don't know Houston that well and they don't want to risk buying houses that can be flooded. We get back from the break. We're going to finish up today's show, talk a little bit more about the weekend retreat and what's happening since this is our last weekend retreat. Let's talk about what June looks like. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects. which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Are small
30
returns
seconds.
getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
All right. Oops. All right. Hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Told you guys, government can't save Houston. Harris County can't even figure out how to buy 88 houses. Yet, the private sector investor community, mostly made up of those folks who are considered mom and pop investors, we've bought 5,500 houses, while the county can't seem to buy 88. I mean, it just will be. I told you guys after Harvey, the investor is the one that's going to rebuild the community. Don't get me wrong, homeowners are going to rebuild their houses, but when you go down this list, homeowners are not going to fix these houses, and I completely understand why. They don't have the resources, they don't have the skill set to do it. Much easier to take their flood settlement, sell their house, and move on. Let the investor go in there and do that for them. Here's the other thing I'll tell you. What's great about this article. 5,500 houses have sold. There are still 200,000 that have not sold. Now, obviously, not everybody's going to sell their house, but a lot of them will. My guess is 50%. So we have a year's worth of inventory sitting out there in Hurricane Harvey land. The other thing to consider is that a lot of these houses did not have flood insurance. So it's just a matter of time till they get foreclosed on. I've been told, because of the size of our company, we are going to end up with some non-performing notes or packages of foreclosed houses through my contacts. We're going to offer those through our passive investor network first, and to those of us here in the office, build our income and wealth through fixing these neighborhoods up. If that's something you might be interested in, I highly recommend you go to rightpathrealestate.com, put your information in there, and come out to one of our events. We do a monthly event, our case study and networking event. That was this past Thursday. It'll be a couple Thursdays from now. We're at events all throughout the month if you want to come see Tom or I. Just go to rightpathrealestate.com. You can see the calendar there. So I mentioned that this past weekend retreat was the last time we'd do a 3-day weekend retreat. We are doing a weekend event in June. Day 1, we're going to talk about how to do this business actively, how to be an active investor. Day 2, which is a Saturday, we're going to talk about how to do this business passively. Meaning, if you got a full-time job, how do you build wealth and income with real estate without having to spend 100 hours a week doing it? We'll do that in June. We're also going to live stream our workshops. So for those of you who are out of town, and those of you who just can't make it,
30 seconds.
You can watch from there. We're also going to record these things. So if you are interested in being the first to be notified of our new weekend workshop, go to rightpathrealestate.com, fill out your information there, and you will get an email from us. Thank you so much for listening today. Tomorrow will be, Tom will be on the show tomorrow with Build Your Team Tuesday, and I will see you guys Wednesdays. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
All right, Jay, have a good one.
All right, thanks.